Welcome to the Ramblecast After Dark. This train's leaving the station at 9:30 p.m., people. This is what we're doing now. Okay.
What we were just saying. It's like, Jack hasn't been producer for like the last couple episodes, and now he's just like, I'll be there in a few minutes. He's just being lazy.
Yeah, is that the boys?
No, that's a friend. So
Welcome.
Put that on vibrate now.
I didn't expect you to be the third to arrive. So no, I mean Chris
already live.
Because we were waiting for Jack and we just
that link was like took a minute for it to let me in. I was sitting there waiting for like a spinning circle for like 2 minutes.
Oh.
I have nothing to do with that. That is beyond my pay grade.
Kind of like that stuff.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Fuck.
I got a call this morning from the local fiber company, and so they're going to start installing my fiber on October 1st. So,
no shit.
yeah, I'm pretty
boy.
psyched. Yeah,
Merry
and like it's funny too.
you.
They're like, what kind of speed do you want? Like our basic package is like $35, and I was like, oh really? And they're like, yeah, but it's only like half a gig. And I just kind of laughed. I was like, how much is it for 2 gigs? They're like, oh, $90. And I was like, oh, you can give me that. And
That's
because
awesome.
it gives me like they give me more routers if I the bigger the package. And I was like, yeah, so go ahead and give me that one.
Oh, good for you, man. Finally.
I mean, but mine's been good since I moved my router in here, so it hasn't been an issue in quite a while. Jack's had more of an issue than I have.
Clearly.
No,
I hope Jack shows up. I'm not sure what's going on, but welcome, Randy. Nick does have a song, but we're waiting for Jack to show up. So if you're like, where's the song that starts out the show?
It's a short one, too.
Sorry about last week, everybody. Duty calls.
And by duty, you were in the shit.
I don't mean poop. I'm talking about work. I
meant the other kind of shitter.
That took me away.
The other kind of shitter. Work.
Yeah, exactly.
You were in the shit. You were in the shit. You were in the trenches.
In the shit.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you're not in the shit tonight. So
correct. Yeah, it's been a long fucking week though. I'll tell you that much. So my first of all, my wife and kids have been gone since Monday, I think. Hello, Jack. Yeah, my wife and kids they went up to Maine on Monday, and they're actually en route back home. So if they arrive while we're recording, I may have to cut out to help my wife get the kids and stuff out.
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
I was working all week while they were up there in Maine. It was fun.
Was there a game, Jack, or something?
No, I was recording another podcast.
Oh, okay. I see how it goes now. Now that somebody else is taking over the podcasting reins, we can just willy-nilly like come in late. We've been waiting to start this podcast because Nick's got a song.
You already started it like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you said
for you
9:32, and you.
Yeah, I know, but I was here, but I was just too slow.
What show were you recording?
I was Padres Talking Padres. It's a show about dads talking about the Padres.
I see what you did there.
Jay did that. Padres talking, but Jay wasn't there because he was flying back from Chicago.
Is there one guy that shows up as a friar and then goes?
Is it Pad Dad's Pod? Pad Dad's Pod? Padres Dad's Pod. Okay, fuck it. You guys got your thing. That sounds like fun.
It was, but my brother-in-law couldn't. I had to run it today because Jay and he kept blaming me. I go, no, it's on your end. It's on, but he couldn't hear me. He couldn't hear me. I go, it's on your end. And he's like, that's not me. It's not me. There's only one thread. There's only one. There weren't 2 shows. That was a problem when I was running it. Somehow I was creating shows when Jay wouldn't show up.
Well, welcome to the Ramblecast. Nick has a song. It's special for you.
It's for me?
Yeah, it's for Jack.
Yeah, it's for Jack.
It's a short one, though.
Okay.
It's a short one. So the show can officially begin now.
Yeah, now. Yeah. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to handsome Jack. Happy birthday to you.
That might be your worst one.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a Chris. I I disabled my birthday on Facebook.
I had no idea it was your birthday. Happy birthday, bud.
Thank you. It was a few days ago.
Yeah.
I just said, I haven't been doing birthday wishes for like a year now because I just fell out of that. I'm a habit person. Once I'm doing something, it becomes, I have to do it. I have to. And finally, when we were on that cruise in Alaska, I go, oh, no internet. And when we came back, I had COVID. So it's like, I said, if I think about it, I'll wish someone a happy birthday. But I said, you know what? I'm going to take mine off.
I saw people wishing you happy birthdays. And you know what I thought? I'm not going to do that because, for one, I talk to you every week. Yeah. And two, you also hate your birthday. So I was just like,
well, I don't hate my birthday. I just don't.
Oh, yeah, you hate it.
I just don't need any more.
You don't need any more.
I've had enough.
I talk to you every week, and I had no idea that it was your birthday.
Yeah. Well, I would know your birthday. If it weren't for Sherry, I wouldn't know your birthday.
Fair enough.
And same with Nick, and it's same with Matt. I don't know anybody's birthday.
Well, we're all kind of spread around the calendar. Which
I mean, it's my wife's job to remember all the kids. Every
Jack's August, Nick's January, and Chris is May, and I'm October.
Yeah, May. Yeah.
So,
well, it's like my mom's birthday. I know 3 other people that have my mom's birthday. It's like wow,
it's weird anomalies. I've talked about it before, but my neighbor, my next door neighbor, one day after mine, but our anniversaries, both of our anniversaries are also one day away from each other.
That is weird.
Like the birthday thing, okay.
And you didn't know him before you got married and before you were born.
Nope. No. Moved in, met him. Yeah. So anyway, just the anniversary thing was kind of
that's kind of, and you're both still married, right?
So far.
Yeah. So far. Well, you said he's kind of slipping. You said.
Off the air.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I'm talking about your neighbor 3 blocks away.
Of getting old and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sorry. We can edit that out later.
I will say this.
Sherry, not the neighbor with.
For those listening at home,
we salute you.
There might be 1 or 2 people that need to hear this. And for everybody else, fuck off. Take care of your teeth at a young age and as you get older. Because for fuck's sake, man, they can sure be expensive to fix.
Oh, yeah.
So I've had quite an adventure over the last week and a couple of weeks, actually, with my most recent dental work that I've had done. I had to get a couple of crowns done on my molars down here. The
more than one crown.
2.
Oh, so you took
my 2 molars right over here, right?
You dared to be king.
The teeth, and they prep the teeth, which is fucking gross to begin with. They reshape the tooth so you can put a cap on top, like a crown on top of it, which kind of sucked. And because they were located, they gave me like a temporary crown. And they put the temporary crown in there while they're making the actual ones. And my hygienist was like, "Hey, listen, this thing's fucking totally gonna break. It's gonna break. So you just call us. We'll make you another one."
Your crown?
Oh, the temporary crown.
Oh, temporary crown. Okay.
Yeah. Like this thing's gonna break. It's too small or too thin. It's gonna break. And 2 weeks into it, snapped right off. I was like, "Fuck." So I went, and like, cause anything that like was a temperature that was 1 or 2 degrees off from the temperature inside my mouth felt like a goddamn lightning bolt to my face because it's just like all exposed and shit.
Yeah, no, I'm imagining that.
I went back. I had to leave. I had to go to work late one day to get a new temporary crown put on, and the next hygienist is like, "This thing's gonna fall off again. I know it." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." Sure as shit. Saturday night, dentist is closed. I get home from work. It was tax-free holiday in our state. It was just an absolute shit show. I get home. I'm brushing my teeth. Pops off. I'm like, God damn it, again.
Well, that was your first mistake, was brushing your teeth.
Right. Yeah. And then so on Monday, I get the call from the office. I left them a voicemail and I was like, "Hey, listen, like blah, blah, blah." I fell off again. They called me like, hey, guess what? Your crowns are actually in. They came in from the lab. So come on down. We'll get them put in. And
nice callback,
so I got them in on Monday. but my dentist is like, dude, listen, your gums are pissed off right now, so I have to put your permanent crowns in with a temporary cement.
Oh shit!
And then you have to come back because we'll make sure your gums aren't in.
So your gums are so flared up.
Yeah, they're like my gums are all pissed off. So things like just we'll put these in temporary cement, and then you come back in a week or two, and then we'll finalize the whole thing. So I get to my car, and he must have had this conversation with me at one point, and I didn't fucking know because I was probably all like 97% of my head. It was numb from Novocaine because I found out that in my Irish heritage, I have a significant tolerance for fucking Novocaine. Apparently, it takes like twice as much to have an effect on me. So he jacked me up with Novocaine. I get to the car. I look in the mirrors. I want to see what the work he did. Ready? The motherfucker is gold.
Nice. Like, well, all we're seeing is your beard.
A little there. Oh no, closer. Okay,
this is tough.
Can you just eat your camera? Just
I'm gonna
eat
try.
your.
I'll just do this, right, so I can see my
cell phone in your mouth.
I see it now. Yeah.
Oh, you got some bling going on there. Oh,
yeah, dude. So I'm sitting there and I'm in the car. And I'm like, this is the funniest fucking thing. I had no idea it was gonna be gold, and I was like, what do I do? Yeah, fuck it, whatever. I got some gold in my mouth. But apparently, Jesus
you got that. That's a good title for the episode. I got some gold in my mouth.
Got some gold. But it cracked me up. I couldn't help but laugh at the whole situation. But so after that happened,
they fell out.
They fucking fell out again on Tuesday, and I ended up going in yesterday. And he's like, "All right, let's just get after it." And he went in there and permanently put them in, and now I have a relatively normal grill at this point.
Well, there you go. That's good.
So, moral of the story, kids, don't skip out on the dentist like I did for a number of years. Take care.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Brush your teeth. Floss if you can.
Yes.
Floss off.
You don't have to floss all your teeth.
Get the water pick.
Just the ones you want to keep.
I've heard the water pick also can be damaging, though, too.
That's what I use now.
Yeah, it takes off the enamel.
Well, depending on how
if you use bleach.
Oh, I don't use bleach.
I only bleach my ass. Sorry.
Don't use a water pick, though.
Well, it's like, it's like I had a popcorn kernel on one of my back molars yesterday, and I'd been feeling it for a couple of days, like or something. Every time I'd brush, every time I'd try to get, I couldn't get it, and I got the water pick out.
It's saving it for later.
Out. Yeah.
I know.
Were your back molars floating?
They weren't floating then. No. I definitely am worried that because like the last 3 times I've gone to the hygienist, they do the gum test, and like the fronts are good, but like
I've never had
my wisdom test. Though, she's like, yeah, your wisdom are getting like really irritable, and she goes, I've always thought it was a scam anyway for them to take out your wisdom teeth, but she's like, yeah, your gums are, you just can't get back there with your toothbrush or something but they're at some point
suck it, Einstein.
You're saying you don't have a good gag reflex is what you're saying with the toothbrush.
Yeah, Einstein.
Well, I think just because it's just, I don't know.
I know I had my first cavity when I was 33.
No shit.
Wow.
33, because I would brush my teeth with baking soda and all the time. But then
can someone please screen grab what the fuck he just did?
Was it like that?
Sherry, get that! Sherry, get that!
No, Sherry. No, bad Sherry. Bad Sherry. But anyway, but then I had kids, and they're all in braces, and Jay's was like millions of dollars. So I couldn't go to the dentist. So finally, like you're saying, Chris, after all that time, I started getting cavities and all this different shit. And I went to this quack. Finally, the pain got so bad. My wife found a dentist that was open on Sundays. And this guy was just the worst.
He got his degree online.
He must have. He's the one that was doing a root canal. He hit my nerve, and I jumped up like, you can't move. I go,
no shit.
I go, well, don't hit you hit my nerve. I mean, tears were running in my eyes. It was just, but when we came, it was like, and then a few years later we moved here, all the fillings fell out.
Yeah.
And I'm
that
like
happened to me on this side.
Yeah, they're supposed to
Which is
last
why-
30 years, and they last like 4 or 5, and then I had
Huh.
problems after that. It was just so it's been
Yeah.
problems ever since. So now I
I
might
have
just
a
have
missing
the
tooth right there. And
yeah.
he's like, I can give you an implant. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to give you $4,000. So fuck off.
Right.
Well, just wait, and then you can have it be your Wi-Fi router or something.
could.
Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm waiting for. You know,
Yeah,
give me the tooth that it's like cyanide
but
tap.
Chris is
That's
right.
what I was thinking too. It's like you have one's a GPS tracker, the other's a cyanide tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just in case.
That was an
Just in
episode. That was
case,
an
I don't
episode
know.
of the Partridge Family where Lori had braces and it was able to pick up radio stations. So,
Oh yeah.
but Chris is right. You have to go to the
You gotta-
dentist.
Yeah,
gotta
take
have
care of it. Like I didn't
potatoes
go
to
for
do
almost
that.
10 years. And
Oh,
that
wow.
was 8 years, I think it was. And like I went back last August because I'll be honest with you, like I'm a fucking pussy when it comes to the dentist.
And no
Plain
one
and
likes to go
simple.
to the dentist.
That's my self-admission. I'm a complete I'm so scared of it. Like I have a significant phobia of the dentist. And I found a
wife has
dentist
a
through a
very-
friend that made a recommendation of someone who they do a really good job with people like me.
Yeah.
And they did. And
There's your
the first time-
balloon.
yeah, the first time I went, I definitely took like an Ativan, before going in and just
Mhm.
kind of chill out a little bit. And like, but going back and forth there, like they've done such a good job. Like I had a root canal over here and a crown put it on this side.
Mhm.
Back in, I don't even know when the hell it was, earlier this year. And I'm being honest with you, like when they did the root canal first, when they prep it for the crown, I literally felt nothing. I didn't feel a damn thing. They did such a good job, but the whole process. This one I didn't feel anything either, with the exception of like the in between of the temporary crowns falling off and whatever was kind of a pain in the ass. And I think I'm gonna replace them because the reason why these had to get a crown is because they were there were cavities that were filled back when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, 11, 12 years old, back when I was an idiot.
That
kid,
was the first era of you going to the dentist.
Yeah. But
And
it was
then
also
there was
back when dentistry was like they just drilled the shit out of your tooth.
Yeah.
It must have been older than that. It had to have been older than that, right? But anyways, they just drilled the shit out of your tooth and just put in huge, deep fillings. That was kind of like how dentists did shit back in the day. And it got to the point where he's like, hey, like,
Trial and error.
It's wearing down, right? So it's wearing down. So it's eventually going to
Do you
fall
grind
out.
your you grind your teeth?
No, I don't.
I do. I grind my teeth.
Yeah.
My wife grinds her teeth, and she has like similar to you, Chris, this like kind of almost phobia.
It's fucking real,
level.
dude. Like I
I
completely understand.
The last time we went, the last couple times we've gone, and she's had to have dental work done. I am her support human in the room.
Sure. Yeah. Good for you.
And I'm usually my hand is being squeezed.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Like it's a real deal. Like growing up in the 80s, and Jack, and you had good teeth though, so you probably when you were growing up you didn't have this happen. But like growing up in the 80s, dentists were not fucking kind people. Like they were just the angry people who got through med school, to become a dentist. They didn't have care.
Steve Martin
compassion.
Dentist of
They just went in
Shop
there
of
and
Horrors,
fucking
right?
jackhammered your face. Like, but now it's like dentistry has got a different art to it, which is weird because my dentist I end up going to, there it is again. The dentist I end up going to is he's
everybody at
younger
home that can't see this, take a drink.
Yeah. He's younger than me though, which is weird to me to think about my dentist being younger than I am. Granted, I know I'm getting old, but like it's just a thing I've had in my head that dentists are always these older people. They're just fucking torturing people.
So in my 20s, in my youth, in my 20s there, mid 20s, like made a friend. He was going through dentist school. He was in a band with my best friend at the time, and he ended up going through dentist school, still is in the band. And so when he got his own practice, I was like, I want to support you. Like I got to go to the dentist anyway. I'd rather go to a friend, because then it's a little bit more of a drive, just location wise where we are. But it's been nice to kind of see his practice build over the years. And to your point, yeah, it's like it's like, oh yeah, this dentist is not somebody who's young. It's like same age.
Yeah.
We can talk about music when I go in. It's kind of nice.
Exactly. And he just had a kid too, so he's got an infant at home, and I'm like, dude,
so he's tired. Yeah, I was gonna say he's tired.
You don't go be going in here if you're not fucking alert right now.
Are you hot mic'd on there, Jack? You're unbuttoning your shirt like
no, the button came out, so I was like,
it's interesting, man. Like I have had such a negative mental connection to dentistry for the longest time, and now I kind of like it's weird. Like I all of a sudden
now you want to go every day.
I kind of do. It's weird. Like I fucking like these people, and then
I want to hang out with you.
When I didn't take advantage, and it's funny because they've seen a lot of me over the last 2 weeks because of everything that's been happening, and they made a joke out of it last time I was in there. But the my insurance is great. I actually get 4 cleanings a year through my insurance, which is awesome.
Wow, that is good.
Yeah, but again, this dentist office is actually out of network, so I am paying more.
But
I don't give a shit. Take my money. Like these guys are doing a great job.
I forgot to say too, the guy that was the quack doctor, he was older and he had huge nose hairs coming out of his nose.
Ugh.
So it made it even harder to concentrate. I'm like looking at the whole time I'm looking, I'm like going, how can you be a dentist and your nose hairs are, but right. I do realize that when you get older, they grow faster.
They just start growing.
It's like you're snorting Miracle Grow.
My ear hairs are growing like
it's like, what the heck? Where did this thing come from? So all those times I made
ear hair trimmer. It was weird buying one. I did it though.
Yeah. It sucks. Again, it doesn't grow up here.
I specifically remember like being like in like 5th or 6th grade. No, 5th grade. 5th, whatever. And my friend and I noticed, like, because I never noticed it on my grandpa, because, like, you know, it's your grandpa, you just don't notice him. But my friend was like, "Oh, why does he have hair going out of his nose?" And then I could not help but notice
it.
Yeah, and I remember like us laughing about it.
It's funny.
And then it's like, "Oh, hey asshole, those are your fucking jeans too. Guess what?"
Yeah.
It comes good way, bud.
Then there was like this moment where it's like, oh yeah, I remember Grandpa. I remember like teasing you, like I'm sorry. Like I have to shave this shit now.
It is the worst part is when you got like that single one that just it's growing in there. You don't and all of a sudden then it comes out.
Right.
And it's like
you don't even know.
You're like, but then you notice it in public, you're trying to go, because now it's bugging me. I'm like going,
dreadlocks come out of your nose.
Well, I can't put my finger in there because people think I'm picking my nose. I'm like trying to
no pick.
Who cares?
I use little tweezers and try to braid them so like I could have some Willie Nelson braids. Right down
or put beads on it and ganja.
Yeah, but you don't want to trim them back too much. Like I see people doing that thing where they put the wax in their nose, the sticks, and they yank that shit out. You actually want nose hairs. Like you actually want
it is your filter system.
Yes. Oh, Sherry just mentioned it as I said it too. She says you can get your nose hair wax. They put a wax on a stick.
But that has to hurt, doesn't it?
No, it's got everyone who does it cries because it's like it's hitting all those nerves and shit.
But like you need probably those nose hairs. Channel on there, huh?
Those nose hairs like stop shit from getting into your lungs.
Yeah, it's a filter system. It's actually
not
the
perfect,
opposite.
But it definitely does a good job.
It's actually
but it is
the
funny how you get older.
Hair.
Why is it that ear hair grows? Your back, everything grows. The hair, except the hair on your head. Why is it growing?
Knuckles.
It didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't grow when I was a kid. I didn't have nose hair problems when I was a kid.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
eyebrows
at different times.
Yeah, I got this one eyebrow thing here.
I've always had a unibrow.
It just it's just one. It just grows like this, and I have to.
I'm
too afraid to pull it.
Every once in a while, I'll be talking to my wife, and she'll be like,
"Oh." I think your screen just frozen. Oh no, my wife has done that when I'm driving, and I'm like, "Why would you do that while I'm driving?
Get away!
Like, do you want us to die? You know, just, hold on.
I couldn't stand it anymore.
I'm like, so fortunately, like my the lady I go to that cuts my hair. What do you say? Like my salonist?
No, your hairstylist.
Beautician?
You have a hairstylist.
Hairstylist. There we go.
You can't say you're barber.
Well, it's not a barber.
It's not
Sure.
a barber though.
You go to a salon.
She's. I go to a salon.
It's a little more manly.
She's cut my hair for a long time.
I just can't say anything because
she actually does the hair trimming.
He's
Like
fucking
she'll
jealous.
and I'm like, great. This is.
I wish I had a hairstylist.
I do. I do.
I'm sorry.
It sucks. Hey,
Hey, somebody changed my name. Who did that?
I have the power.
I just noticed
Oh, that's
mine
right,
was
you did
changed
that.
too.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
birthday boy. Happy birthday, dude. Nick, you haven't talked. So
Yeah.
what I think we should do is take a commercial break.
Oh.
And welcome you back.
So speaking of just age and I guess feeling older, having people around you that are your age or not your age, I went to a birthday party on Saturday, like an adult birthday party, and the person I was invited to was like, "Well, I know you're single, and there's people here, so maybe you never know, you might meet somebody, And
Did you meet someone?
I did not meet someone, no. But I get there, and it's basically all married couples, that are all roughly our age.
And you still didn't meet anyone? Some of them had to be
no, I
unhappy.
definitely had a lot of good conversations, but it just it was interesting because like you'd be talking to someone, and all of a sudden, like 10 minutes into it, like, oh, my wife or my husband, like they're over there, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, sure.
Can I ask you a question? How many married couples were there?
10 to 12 or so.
There had to be a couple that were unhappy.
Matt's doing whippets over there, by the way.
Looking for maybe something on the side.
So anyway, there was two. Actually, there was two. I never got to talk to the other.
That's what I was thinking, Jack. Like,
there was one woman that showed up that I assumed was single, but she only stayed.
Was there a
like
bowl full of keys at the front door?
Oh, right. I got you keys. No, and there was one lady I did want to talk to, but she left like 20 minutes. Basically showed up, say hi, and then left. And then so the only person that was there that that looked single was the bartender.
Redheads, am I right?
Who they had hired, who was friends of theirs as well.
Like a caterer. Oh,
and
she was paid to be there. Not
she a
good to
salonist?
hit on her.
she was a salonist. Yeah, she was actually pretty
Okay,
good.
you pay salonists to cut your hair, not to like serve drinks.
After Nick's story,
Yeah.
remind me to tell you something.
We'll be right back.
Anyway, so I don't know, maybe an hour or so after being there, I was talking to her, and she was really a sharp lady, and then finally she said something to me like, "Oh, I bet you're around my dad's age."
Oh!
And I kind of looked at her, and she's like, "What are you, like 41, 42, somewhere in there?" And I just kind of,
well, how old was she?
Exactly. And so I go, "How old are you?" And she's, "I'm 24." And I was like, "Well, fuck, how young was your dad when he had you?" She's like, "Oh, 17. I'm like, "Oh," but it was just one of those moments where I'd never had someone, go like, "Oh, you're my..." Yeah.
I had an employee tell me
All the
that
time.
her mom was a year younger than me,
Mm-hmm.
and that fucked me up pretty good. I was like,
Well, how old are you now?
Me or Chris?
No, well, I know you're like 43, right?
I'm 44.
Nick?
Yeah, and I'm 43. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Matt, you're 48.
Yeah. Or he's gonna say no comment, but
We lost Jack. We lost Jack. I don't know
Oh.
how. We had some technical difficulties there.
So
'Cause he-
terrible that happened to you, Nick. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean it's fine. I wasn't. She lived in Steamboat, which is like 4 hours away anyway. But it's just one of
You
those,
don't
like,
want to
that
mess
was
with
a
that
kick- that was
steamboat,
a
Willie.
kick-
Your
She
balls.
drove 4 hours for a job?
Well, she knew the people. And
It was a
she
hand job.
and
She
so,
knew them not well enough to get invited, but well enough to be hired.
How is the economy bad in Colorado that she had to go 4 hours for a job?
I think she was just that's just the way her personality was. It was just
It's
kind of
a
like,
gig
oh, yeah, like, I'll
economy.
come. And she got paid well, and she got to just eat. And
You didn't say, "Hey, I got plenty of room at my house. You can come see my Lego collection."
No, I did not. No.
Oh,
That's like that's
Still
not a
brutal, man.
yeah. That's not an opening conversation.
Legos
Wanna
are in
see my
now.
Lego?
I know they are, but like they're not for everybody.
Sure, but
You
not
know?
everybody's
You
gonna
don't
be
open
like.
up with the Lego talk. It's kind of like you don't walk up and go, "Hey, I'm the world's biggest San Diego
But
fan."
you do secretly hope that Lego.
Wait, I'm the only San Diego.
Yeah,
fan.
right.
Because you've got
One-
that home run lineup, right? So like you wait for that for her to mention it. Because if she mentions like Lego in any way, and you're just like, oh, fuck. Yes, get the Barry White ready, get the wine and bubbly, because you have something to show.
It was my dad liked Legos.
It is interesting though. Like I don't have a lot of my sets set up in the house because I've been waiting to build shelves and stuff where I'm going to put them. But the ones I do have, I have the flower set.
Come check out my new fiber.
Yeah, take that however you want.
You talking about the internet or actually the fibercon type stuff? Okay.
Helps me take a shit and watch porn. Let's go.
Matt and I both I think collect the flowers, some of them anyhow, and Lego flowers.
Oh, I didn't know there were Lego flowers.
Oh man, they're great.
Yeah,
they look.
So it has like the stem and everything.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, so he's got that.
I'm learning something new. I didn't know there was.
That's
Lego
a really
flowers.
good set there. The one Chris has got. That's the tulips and not orchids. Sorry, orchids. Yeah,
that's the one where my wife she killed the plant.
So that one's in my stairwell, and but on my dining room table, I combined the bouquet with the wildflower bouquet, and it's in a proper glass, and they look great. And like every single person that ever comes to my house who doesn't know me very well, like they'll kind of pass by them because they look real. They look so real, and then at some point they'll just kind of go, "Fuck, are those Legos?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Those are so cool," because they just stay the way they are, and I think.
Do you have to dust them?
Yeah, I have like a little air can, and then that's the bonsai. I have 2 of those. Those are great. So I either do that, and if you have a good air purifier, that tends to take out a lot of dust anyhow.
I don't have an air purifier.
And if you have 2 cats or even like three animals, it's perfect. It just adds a certain.
We have 1 cat, but it seems like we have 8.
I do need to buy one of those like little mini vacs. It's kind of.
I'm just waiting for him to die.
List.
Oh, may I make a recommendation?
Please do.
If you're on TikTok, chances are you probably have seen a commercial for a brand called Fantic, Fantik. And now that I've said
isn't that a drink?
The interwebs are hearing me. Fantic makes a phenomenal vacuum, like cordless vacuum. It's awesome. And they charge via USB-C. I love it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean,
I leave it in my car.
Yeah, my Dyson. I have a little small Dyson vacuum cleaner, and it's USB-C.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's perfect for like an apartment size. It's probably too small for my house now because it definitely goes dead, the battery, after about half hour of use. But
have you guys heard good thing? What's that thing that cleans cars that has like it's a small handheld vacuum, sucks up? Have you guys seen that?
Dustbuster?
No, it's not. It's not a dustbuster. It's like it looks like a hairdryer, but it's got like a gun. It just.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Did you just go to www.makeameme.org and create
I made this.
Oh, you made it. Oh, okay.
I made this meme while we were.
And Randy, yes, Timmy is still around.
So
if you're not joining us live,
not a fleshlight, no,
you don't know what we're talking about.
You're missing out.
Back to the salonist. I wanted to bring this up. In high school, for a class, I had to provide a presentation to. I had to create a business plan for a proposed business, and I almost got suspended from school for this. Save the fact that it was so fucking good, my teacher had to give me some respect and actually didn't get me in trouble. But my business plan was for a topless barbershop.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
And it was called.
We've talked about this.
We have
a little off the top. Oh, we have talked about this.
Yeah, I do remember that.
We had a versus. We had a versus of like what would be the greatest like name for something else, but you brought that up during the verses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's money, and you messed out.
And so you almost got suspended for this business.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm being a little dramatic with it. I definitely could have gotten in a lot of trouble because I got up and gave a presentation about.
What did you have? Slideshows or?
Oh yeah, but not. It wasn't explicit. but I did have a whole business plan.
Well, that's good.
With the idea of how it was going to work, and its partnership with the local pub that was going to provide appetizers for the haircut place. And then when I got to college, there's this place called Knockouts that ended up opening up, which was like the G-rated version of my idea, which is when they had, it was women dressed in like referee outfits that were pretty tight. You go and get your haircut, and they can, if you're over 21, they'd serve you a beer, and they do the hot towel, shave and everything. And but yeah, I think one of these days we might have to come out and dredge out those business plans and open up our own. I think it's a winner. Yeah,
I always thought in Vegas they should have topless waitresses or topless dealers.
Sure, they do.
It's
a respectable.
That's a great idea.
I've been saying that like 30 years.
One does not simply make a porn-related business. Hey, there's no porn in my business plan. It was just happened to be
there's a lot of drooling, but not
yeah.
What about topless dentists?
No.
I already closed out of the meme generator now. I can't do that.
I told you guys that. Like,
I wouldn't want to have the negative association of dental work tied to boobs. I wouldn't want that.
Sure, yeah, and I mean, there's a certain cleanliness there. You don't want like a boob hair to instantly.
What about Watley from Seinfeld?
What?
He had penthouses in the waiting room.
I mean, he ended up making crystal meth, so who knows?
Yeah.
Well,
what were you saying, Nick?
Well, I was saying, like, I think I told you all that, like, while back about my dentist when I lived in Knoxville.
While back. That feels like a Tennessee thing.
While back.
Sorry, Nick. It just was right there.
Here comes another meme.
She probably was 5'1" at best, and she was the only dentist I've ever had where she didn't need the stool to sit, while she worked on you. She just like stood there and worked on you.
Yeah, she just worked on you.
And
she worked on you.
Yeah, but like,
are you still talking about a haircut?
No, we're talking about dentists.
Oh, dentist. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so like my dentist in Knoxville was short.
Oh, okay.
She never sat in the stool to do her work. She just stood there. But like saying what you're talking about, like having topless, like she was a topless, but she would always just, her boobs would be like right there on my face.
Yeah, I had a dentist like that too, and I felt bad because I had where I said, I still owe you money. And they said, no, you don't owe us any money. I go, no, I owe you money. I know I owe you like $97. And they go, no, you don't. I go, look, if I walk out that door, I'm not paying you. I will not pay you.
Right.
So I ended up not going to that dentist anymore. And it was kind of, I made a stand, and it was the wrong stand, I think, in the long run.
It had to be done.
While back, yeah.
While back.
No, it's more like while back.
Well, shouldn't you have like a country person?
It's like
I'm only doing
right now.
I'm not criticizing you. I just think it would be, someone from
you know what? When we're not doing this show, maybe.
All of our Southern listeners
I only saved
understood
one.
exactly what I said when I said it. They didn't have to judge.
Yeah, all three of them.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, so Chris,
this show is far too advanced for our Southern listeners.
When you let us know about your crown last week that you were going to be able to make the show, we, of course, made up our own hypothesis of why you had dental problems. And so the only
wait, was I there?
That's right. I texted you guys the day.
Yeah. The only two images that we had received from you in the last week or so was, hey, look at these seats at my Metallica Pantera concert. And oh shit, my teeth is my crown is falling out. So we're like, okay, so there's the story.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Chris is top row, the shittiest seats possible. He's there with his friends. They're having a great time. They're about 8 beers deep. And then Metallica just comes out thrashing. Some guy spills a beer on him, and Chris, defending his friend, just like gets into it, and the guy knocks his tooth out.
No, you know what's funny too? You mentioned that, like that is funny. First of all, because that is the only two messages you guys got from me in the last couple of weeks. But my buddy Dave and I, who went with me, we were talking about like what was the demographic gonna be like, right? Before we even went,
mostly
like,
old, right?
we're like, no, we're gonna see. And we had an over under. I think I said 15, and he took the over. How many MAGA shirts or MAGA flags we were going to see?
Oh,
where was this at? Like what? In
Gillette
Boston?
Stadium. Yeah, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough.
That's interesting. Okay.
We had that bet. It was -1 was the answer because a guy was wearing a T-shirt that was making fun of Trump, which is actually really funny. It was -1.
So there's no megas.
There was none, and I could have sworn I would have thought $1 million. You would say that there would be a ton, right?
It is Boston.
Yeah. But then also, I think that's actually the closest show for like a long while. There's people came in from all over the place. But the second was the over under on fights going to be happening, and there were 0 fights. It was actually one of the best attended, like as far as people go. It was one of the best attended concerts I've ever been without no bullshit. It wasn't like crazy.
You got to think about it. I mean, those guys, Metallica's, they're all in their 60s. Their fan base is easily in their 40s or older.
Hetfield's looking old as shit. There's a picture my buddy took of the Jumbotron of Lars Ulrich, who has like these skinny. He looked like the goddamn crypt keeper,
right?
With his arms and his liver spots all over himself.
Is he 60?
He's more older than 60.
Okay,
they got to be older than 60. I'm assuming. I don't actually know.
I was going to ask. You said they came from all over. Did Dick's bartender come to the concert?
Not quite. It was a fun show. Pantera opened up. Little rough with Pantera. They haven't been around for a while. They haven't been touring for a while.
I know the name, but
they were rusty.
I can't remember their music.
It's more heavy metal, Jack. I don't know if you're into heavy metal at all, but it was good. It was good to see them hear them and see them play. Hetfield 61 says Matt Treese.
Yeah. I know he's 61. He looks that damn old.
He looks dude. He's seen some shit in his life though.
I've seen.
When I went to the World War II, it was bad. So.
Randy says that he's seeing Bruce in Pittsburgh Sunday night, which is awesome.
He always sees Bruce like 1,000 times, Randy.
Yeah, give it up.
It says Lars is 60, will be 61 at the end of the year. Lars looks.
These guys are younger than
75, 80 years old. He looks awful.
It wasn't a judgment of age, Jack. It was more like when you're 60s, you're not going to be out there in the mosh pit, is what I mean.
Well, just the way you guys said it. It's like, oh, they're old. They're 60 and 61. I mean, I'm 62 now. Come on, man.
But he looked really, really old though. It was
rockers. They're doing their doobies and everything else like that. So
I'm gonna see if I think my buddy might see that picture.
Do you like Bruce Springsteen, Randy?
How many times have you seen him?
45.
Holy shit, 45 Bruce shows. That's awesome. Yeah, dude. I mean, Bruce puts on an incredible show, though. So, I mean, I remember I saw him a few years ago. It was like a Sunday night, and he played for I think 5 straight or 4.5 straight hours, something crazy.
Cindy used to love Bruce Springsteen, I think, until I started making fun of his videos he had in 1984, and those. I go, he just didn't sound. I mean, I love Bruce Springsteen. He's a great performer, but come on.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how there's definitely
skip the videos there, Bruce.
Like Tom Waits, Bruce Springsteen, all of them. They're not known for their vocals. I mean they are, but they're not. It's just because
I'm saying his acting.
Always, Bruce is always.
You remember his videos? Nettles got me at the bottom of the ninth. Is that why you got that blank stare there, Matt?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just
Cindy wants to go see John Waite, Styx, and Foreigner.
Yeah, I think you said that.
Foreigner is incredible.
Yeah, I've seen Foreigner. Never seen Styx though. All the years I like Styx. But
just go out into your backyard. You got enough fucking trees.
Isn't that the same joke you used last week?
I did not.
I think you did.
Well, you still have the same story.
I think you did. Well, I'm just trying. I'm old. I'm 62. I forget.
Randy, you need to go to. He says he's probably been to about 45 Bruce shows. Maybe 46, 47, 50.
Who's counting at that point?
Who's counting? I mean, I would. I'd be
120,
curious.
121.
What the shit?
I would be curious though, Randy, as a fan, and clearly you've been seeing them a lot
Wow.
of times.
Winnipeg
Canada.
and Calgary.
Do you have like tickets? Do you have all the ticket stubs that you could like kind of frame, or do you have any memorabilia that you keep? I'm just asking, for those Bruce heads out there. Bruce.
Wait, do they call them Bruce heads?
No, they don't.
I was going to say I've never heard that. I'm old, so it could have slipped by me.
They call them teeners.
There's something special about seeing Badlands live. It's just an amazing performance, and that song is incredible. But I tell you, like,
say the ticket stubs.
Well, they don't
have subs anymore.
There
that's
are
right.
like you
true.
can kind of
Yeah,
Which is interesting.
I forgot about that. It's all on your iPhone.
You add them to your wallet and then print them or email them to yourself. Then print the image from your wallet. It's not the same, but if you want
I went to Red Rocks a couple of years ago.
That's a good idea.
And they send you, if you buy the tickets through AXS, is the
their ink sucks though.
What's that?
The ink on the AXS tickets that fades.
Oh no, but
they
sent me like a commemorative like Red Rocks like pass. Like it was like
that's cool.
It wasn't a ticket. It was just like you get this when you purchase it. It's just kind of like a
Red Rocks is in Utah, right?
No, Colorado.
Same thing.
It's in Morrison.
It is not the same thing. Those are two different.
No, they're the same place.
Yeah, no, way different.
Have rocks. I mean, they both have.
I think there's a lot of Coloradoans out there that would be offended by,
I wanted to move there.
Newtonians.
Years ago. So anyway, fuck it.
Yeah, I'll be at Red Rocks,
which is in Colorado, right?
So if anybody wants to meet up with
so
Nick, he's gonna go to Red Rocks soon. Who are
I'll
you
be
gonna
at
see?
the Gorge.
Maybe your bartender will be there.
Wait, what day? What day are you on?
August 26th, which is Monday. It's John Fogerty.
11 days. John Fogerty
at Red Rocks.
Put me in, coach.
You definitely can see Denver.
Am I singing that? Is that the right song?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's Cretan's Clearwater. He wrote all their songs too.
Yeah, I know. But John Fogerty is.
It's probably good that we're talking about this now because I'm now looking at my.
Well, how is John Fogerty?
My calendar here. Yeah. I'm gonna go see Iron and Wine next Thursday, so we can't record on Thursday night. So I'll be
That'll put you right to sleep.
Sure. No, I'm excited though to see him.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean I like it. Yeah.
So
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
It's one of those shows that like going with the kids, and we've got like a little table too.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's an independent. It's a guy, Jack. It's an independent artist.
Yeah.
He's got a beard. He's just kind of
it's very very mellow.
So it's just one person, but it's called Iron and Wines.
Yeah. Wine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Iron and Wine.
Yeah. Iron and Wine.
But it's just one guy.
Just one guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
who's the? I mean, I got Iron and Wine. I don't get. Shouldn't there be two?
Yeah, it's not
it's not the name. It's not like Hall & Oates. It's
that's what I'm saying. Hall & Oates or Gladys Knight and the Pips. There's the Gladys Knight and then there's the Pips.
Yeah, they have the Pips. Yeah.
So Iron and Wine. What does he? Does he go by Iron?
Maybe he lifts weights while drinking Franzia. Who knows?
I mean, Meatloaf wasn't his name. He didn't go by Mr. Loaf.
I get that, but Meatloaf was just one guy.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Right.
So I don't get Iron and Wine. I'm not criticizing.
Well, I mean, they're in the same vein as like Fleet Foxes and like kind of that. So, but they're he's very like mellow, kind of
all right,
folksy, So
is it country or is it?
No, it's just
like light.
It's indie. You can't call it like singer songwriter or it's just kind of acoustic. Mellow. That's just all it is.
I would.
By the way,
I would recommend our endless numbered days. Yeah. Like probably is like stand out. Like that was like I think his first album. But I remember
there's two songs that people know him from who aren't like fans. Like so if you had the Garden State soundtrack,
right?
Oh, Garden State,
2003, he did a cover on that record.
He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, and then on the Twilight soundtrack, there's a song, "Flightless Bird," which was like 2010.
All right, I gotta write this down.
So, but like those are probably the two like casual people would know him by.
Yeah, and then there's a song "Trapeze Swinger," which is really
it's a good one.
one of my wife's favorite songs.
Wasn't it you
It
talking about
plays-
how you put one of his
plays in our
songs
house
on 'cause
a
it's so
lot.
long?
It's like a soundtrack.
So
Yeah,
did you guys hear
it's a
that,
long song.
Post Malone
Mm.
actually recently made his debut at the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, he performed with Brad Paisley, Vince Gill, and a few others that I can't
Vince
pretend
Gill's
like
still
I know
alive?
country.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
pretend like I know country stars, but like he's breaking into the country scene, man.
Hmm.
He's
That's
blowing
where
up.
money's at.
Yeah. Well, he's
I'll be down
cool.
there. I'll be down there in the second week of September. I'm going to see
It's
My
like, I
Morning
don't-
Jacket
Should say
and
don't-
Weezer,
family.
actually.
Weezer.
Oh, did I tell you about that?
No.
So the trip
You'll
we're going down
get
to see My Morning Jacket with my buddies down in Nashville. I just happened to be looking at what was happening in the area, and fucking Flaming
did
Lips,
tell us.
Weezer, and
That is-
Dinosaur Jr. are playing together at the Bridgestone Arena.
Okay, I've never heard of Dinosaur Jr.
What?
They
Okay.
are a Massachusetts band that got fairly popular in like the mid '90s, late '90s. They had a couple of
Mhm.
songs that were.
Yeah,
I know there was
they're
I know there was a dinosaur TV show.
definitely part of the alternative
Yeah,
kind of grunge
right?
scene. Came out.
Am I right? There was a lots of mama, lots of mama.
Yeah,
It's
Dinosaur
not
Jr.
that.
and the Dinosaurs TV show are not related, Jack.
No.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
They
'Cause
also
I've
not
heard of
related
one.
to open the door, get on the floor. Everybody wants that dinosaur. Not
That
the same.
not. Yeah.
Who
Just
sings
like
that?
just like the Humpty Dance.
That
has
was- that was
nothing
in
to
a-
do
that
with
was in a
Humpty
movie, wasn't it?
Dumpty
Yes.
At all.
It was in the
Apparently.
it was late 80s.
Wasn't that, was that in the movie Can't Buy Me Love?
No, the movie I remember it from is one we talked about a month or so back with Michael Keaton, the Dream Team.
Triest, of course, with the music knowledge, "Feel the Pain" is their best known song.
Yeah, that's a great song. That music video to Feel the Pain was them playing golf with
I thought that's what they sing when Chris goes to the dentist. So-
Yeah, that too. They play golf through like I think New York or some big city where they're just like whipping their golf carts around, New York. It's pretty funny. But anyways, Feel the Pain is actually probably their number
Feel
one
the
song.
pain.
Once you get the guitar riff of Feel the Pain.
That's the Dinosaur people?
Dinosaur Jr., yeah.
Okay.
So it's Dinosaur Jr. and the Flaming Lips, who apparently put on like an incredible live show.
Flaming Lips. I've heard of the Flaming Lips. I couldn't tell you one of their
I
songs.
guess
but I've heard
I
of it.
guess they're absolutely fucking like mind blowing live.
I'd love to see,
Yeah, and they're
I just
opening up
picture
for
them eating
Weezer.
hot wings that are
And
really
Weezer
Exactly.
is this tour that they're on they're doing the whole Blue
hot.
album.
Just like Buddy
The whole
Holly.
Yeah.
tour is just the Blue album tour. So
in your marriage. That's
no,
Weezer,
it's cool
right?
that they're on tour together, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Those two are opening
So-
up for Weezer.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
did a
Yeah.
I did a Weezer song one time for the opening.
You did.
I did. It
did.
was a bad version.
I did want to talk about. I watched Detroiters
Oh yeah.
first two episodes.
Oh, yeah, we barely talked about it.
Did you watch?
I did. I watched Code 404.
Oh wow! I apologize. Then I watched the first two episodes of. I tried to watch more, but my grandkids were bugging me.
It is a little bit more.
Papa,
It is a
play
little bit more
Candyland.
adult. Mhm.
Play Candyland. No,
Yeah.
they just were bugging me to play Candyland,
okay.
and I lost 4 straight games with my granddaughter. I said, "How do I have to keep going?" Because I would pull the back. I would have to go back to the sucker or something like that.
I hate that.
I go.
Mhm.
I told her this is bullshit. You're cheating. And so anyway,
You flipped
then
the
I finally beat her, and she started complaining. But yeah, it does, like you said, it's a different comedy, and
Mhm.
you have to pay attention to it because there's things that happen that you don't think are going to happen that actually make you laugh out loud.
And
Like
some
the
really
first episode when Jason
Yes.
Sudeikis, I'm going to spoil people because it's old, but they're going there to pitch him a deal, and they run him over.
yes.
And I go, I didn't see that coming. And then they put the potato chip bag over his head. It was funny. And then the episode I just watched was they buy a motorcycle instead of a van.
Mhm. Yeah. They have the and they decide to buy this motorcycle.
They're riding it really slow and all this
Yeah.
different stuff, like it's some big deal. We're. But then they just left it there for another guy. He's revving it up, row. And he goes like 5 feet and crashes. It was funny. I mean, I just you were right. I got to give you heads up. I did laugh. It's my kind of humor.
I thought it would be in your vein of absurd humor, and there's this buddy aspect to it. I like the two characters' friendship.
Yes, they're very.
Yes, the chemistry there, like the dynamic.
Well, you find out that
comedy.
he's married to her brother. Not her brother. He's married to his sister. Yeah, and they don't get along. I guess because the way they're acting, they live next door to each other. Yeah, it is. It's probably not for everybody.
Yeah, but it's not for everybody.
But I was laughing. Cindy goes, "What are you watching?" I go, "You would know." So I thought I did find it funny. The one scene I thought, okay, they're going to when they're breaking the glass.
Yeah.
I go, this is going on too long. But then it had another. Anyway, I did find it funny.
I think that those moments where you're kind of like, where is this going, is kind of the absurdity aspect of Tim Robinson's humor. Yeah. And the fact that he's going to take a joke in a direction that you don't expect. But as someone who's watched a lot of humor, if you've seen a lot of comedians, you kind of like to have something that's different, that's going to catch you off guard.
It is different. And like I said, I think Nick would like it because Nick has a sick sense of humor. I do. But I was funny. I liked it. I'm glad I started watching it.
And the other show that I recommended in conjunction with Detroiters is on Paramount, on Netflix. If you have that, I also recommended I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson, which has hilarious sketches. And it's a show that's been on for a while. I've mentioned it's been memed or reeled or TikToked to death, but still hilarious shit in there and worth a watch. Jack, I checked out. You sure about that? Yeah, exactly. Jack mentioned Code 404. I was like, I better fucking watch this because if he's watched Detroiters, it's gonna be like war here. And so I'm
not that way.
No.
I watched 5 episodes of Code 404, so I got a little bit further. It has more of that British dry humor, because there are jokes there where they're saying stuff like and this is in the first pilot episode, but there's a character that dies and the wife is there like kind of crying and seeing his body, and the police chief comes in and is like, okay, let's get this dead body or this corpse. She's just like, just get this corpse out of here.
Well, she's kind of nutty.
She is kind of nutty. She is. And so it can be slower paced at times. I think it's British comedy, and the humor's dry. Again, not for everybody, but it is on the cock. And sorry, I'm just reading the private check, which is not about the cock. But it is on the Peacock though. Code 404. 6 episodes per season. Three seasons. I'll keep watching it. I'm curious to see what happens, but there's a certain premise where this and it's weird because the outro, I wanted to talk to you about the outro. The outros of the episodes sometimes are funny because they just use snippets, kind of advertising you to the next episode that's coming. But the way they do the little snippets in the TV kind of like little blurbs, it's actually kind of humorous, and it kind of keeps me wanting to keep binging it. So,
well, what I thought was weird is because the one actor who's the guy that didn't die, his partner, he usually does serious roles. He's Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire. He's in Band of Brothers. I remember mostly in dramatic roles, but he's basically the straight man.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So yeah, no, I'm going to continue to watch that,
and I will continue watching Detroiters. I think Nick would like both shows. Chris, I think, would like them both also.
There's the human cyborg kind of element, or not cyborg, but augmented kind of reality of the Code 404. I will say that I've been trying to catch up to The Gentleman because I saw, based on Nick's texting
I gotta watch that too
with Chris. You guys were talking about The Gentleman, and that show is definitely exciting. So, and it's been renewed for a second season.
That's awesome. I started
And
watching
it's on Apple.
No,
That's on Netflix.
Gentleman's on Netflix.
I started watching
Basically,
the movie today.
Yeah.
Definitely slower paced, no doubt.
Yeah.
Different style, but same.
Well, the way I Chris, you had to be gone that episode. I remember we did talk about it in one episode, just briefly, how I said I watched The Gentleman, and I said at that time that if you're a Guy Ritchie fan, then The Gentleman is for you because it's got a little bit of every movie he's
it's
ever
a drama,
done
right?
in it, you know.
It's like a dramedy, I guess. It's an absurd drama. Like in some of the shit that goes down, it's just like
it's like a dark dramedy, like
dark
a
comedy,
comedy dramedy.
I'll set you up, Jack, of like how it starts. Like the first 10 minutes of it, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not because I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, because you see like 100-year-old dude whipping his dick around.
Yeah, and you're like, and you
What's
don't.
wrong? I do that all the time. What's wrong with that?
But basically, this guy who is like a whatever they call him, it's like he's Duke. In the British military. And
you see his dick? You see his dick?
No.
You see the old man's dick? You sure do.
Dick, yeah. I don't want to see old man's dick.
And
so
you see old man dick for like a minute.
Yeah,
I don't want to see old man's
old
dick.
Balls, like they're all hairy.
He
didn't have a trimmer. Yeah.
No, I'm saying his balls. He's probably tripping over them, right?
Yeah,
right.
And they're hanging low.
Basically, this guy is informed that his father passed away, and he's the second brother, and so he's fully expecting for his older brother to inherit like their entire estate. He'll be a duke and all this. And then this is where it gets interesting, though. Like from this point on, it's interesting, and that the second brother is the one that inherits everything.
Oh.
And everything, and the thing is,
so the older brother's pissed.
The older brother's pissed, but the older brother's a fuck up, and that's kind of
okay.
It's like a lot of Guy Ritchie things, and it's kind of the same as with like not Fargo, but like in Fargo, and the fact that like somebody always steps in it. And then how are we going to fix this problem?
Right.
And then once we're trying to fix this problem, something else fucks us.
Yeah,
right.
And that's kind of the whole premise of the show.
All right, I will put For All Mankind on hold and start watching Gentleman.
So I will say, in the same vein, I just watched the other day. There is an Apple TV movie. If you guys have access to Apple TV, plus I think you're talking on that one. So
the one with Matt Damon.
Yeah, The Instigators with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Casey Affleck. Sorry,
Dunkin' Donuts dude.
Yeah. So it's one of those like fucking they step in one thing and another thing comes up type of situations, like that type of movie. But you okay, Jack?
I get a muscle cramp.
Jesus. I will say though, it's one of those movies done by the artists. I forgot what the name of the film company. Artist something or other. Where Matt
formerly known as Prince
Damon and Ben Affleck's studio. Artist Equity is the name of it. So what they do is they find like a screenplay. Yeah, this is the movie right here. They find a screenplay that is worth looking into, and then they end up producing it, and they have screenwriters come in and write the movie, and they send a good chunk of that money back to the original screenplay author. But The Instigators, with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck, it's a heist movie gone wrong that takes place in Boston, and by all accounts, I think that like a good 80 to 90% of that was actually filmed in Boston. Probably some soundstage work and stuff, but but I will say, like, you're going to cast two people in a Boston movie. It's got to be those two because it was just a perfect back and forth.
Now, Casey like he hasn't done a movie in a while, right?
He did one about another one about Boston actually recently. I forgot the name of it, but
because I thought wasn't he almost canceled?
He got canceled for a bit, yeah, for saying some stupid shit. But this one was Ron Perlman's in it. Ving Rhames is in it. Like it's
in this
in
the movie you're talking the show. Okay. I was wondering about that. I guess I'll watch it.
It's funny. Like, it's actually really funny. And it's probably like 10 times funnier for somebody who lives in this area. Like, there's a lot of references that they make, but they do it right. It's not like you're getting some like Hollywood.
Any Duncan?
No, there's Duncan in it, actually.
Okay. All right. You got to have some Casey Affleck. You got to have Duncan.
Yeah. Jack Harlow was in the movie for a bit.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah, he's a music artist.
Yeah, I know the name.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I
He's
enjoyed
with
the
Wine
movie.
and Trim, right, or something. Wine.
Yeah, right. Wine and Iron. But they did a really nice job with the movie. I thought it was really funny. It wasn't too you could sit down and half pay attention to if you really want to.
Sherry liked it.
Very predictable. Well, she said that Casey was funny in that movie. She didn't say she liked it. But I recommend it.
I think if Casey's funny, I think she likes the movie. I'm going with that.
Speaking of like another new thing, I watched the first 2 episodes of it. I think it got released today or yesterday. It's with Vince Vaughn called Bad Monkey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's okay so far. I mean, it's not like you must watch this
TV show or a movie.
It's a show. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's on Apple or I think it's on
Vince
Apple.
Vince Vaughn is looking for a hit. He's been
I mean, this is not bad. Like, basically, he's an out of work.
Rudy.
He's an out of work detective, and I kind of see where they're going with it.
It's Rudy? You say it's Rudy?
Just fucking with it.
That's like his first movie.
Well, he got
Rudy.
He's an out of work
team,
football player. Yeah, he's an out of work football player.
Yeah. So the premise of it is basically they
find
an arm. He lives in Key West, and they find an arm out in the ocean. And he's
an arm,
like an
arm with a hand.
Yeah, it's just an arm.
It's holding a lightsaber.
He's an out of work detective. He's been like on suspension, and so only the first 3
so he's a cop, and he finds it. So he's trying to
figure out, like what's going on.
What are the odds?
It turns out to be a shark that killed the.
Of all of the arms that fall into people's laps in the ocean, it had to fall into this detective.
Yeah. It's not.
I like Vince Vaughn. I think he's funny.
Yeah, it's not a traditional detective style show. You can tell they're kind of skirt between kind of comedy and weirdness and that. I'm gonna keep watching it.
So should I watch it because I like Vince Vaughn?
Yeah, watch it. Yeah,
sure. It's Vince Vaughn, and who's the female?
You'll recognize a few of the people that are in it. Michelle Monaghan. Yeah, Monaghan. Yeah, she's in it.
Sherry says a suspended cop.
Cop,
what are the odds?
Are you saying that you're just saying that it's kind of just like they're making it easy, lazy writing?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like the suspended.
You haven't seen it though, have you?
I'm just fucking around. I'm at that part of the night. Randy,
I think it happens a lot of times where you're a cop, a suspended cop, and you're at the ocean. And you find an arm you find an arm.
Well, you could also be walking through a neighborhood and find an ear on the ground.
Yeah, you're in the Van Gogh neighborhood.
No, I was thinking of Blue Velvet, right? Isn't it
Blue Velvet?
Was it Blue Velvet?
Moon River.
What's his name? Kyle McLaughlin finds the ear.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Was that Blue Velvet?
Am I
misthinking?
What the
Blue Velvet
fuck are you guys talking about?
Blue Velvet's Elizabeth Taylor, isn't it? Right? Blue Velvet?
One does not simply just start talking about Blue Velvet randomly.
Rose from Lost is in the show. You know, Rose never watched a single episode.
Really?
That's quite common, actually.
That's why she never. Oh, National Velvet. I'm sorry. Thank you, Randy. I knew it was some Velvet.
There's a lot of actors though that don't watch themselves.
I know. Naveen Andrews didn't watch it. Matthew Fox, because Matthew Fox was at a round table and he says, "I don't watch it," and it was Bryan Cranston said, "You should watch it. It's a pretty good show."
I remember watching Kurt
He
Douglas.
should say yes to fucking getting Lost, Doc. You prick.
Yeah, well, he's the last. He's not just. I mean, I don't know for sure, but basically, he said, "Fuck off. I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
They got J.J. Abrams to do it.
I saw that.
That's awesome.
Who?
They got me to do it. So
yeah,
I heard I might be in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
There's like footage,
Ralph?
not like I'm not interviewed. Like there's footage of me.
All right.
They
I'll talk to him. Have it edited out.
Yeah. There's no way.
Well, he actually said he was on a live with Tyler and
today?
a couple a few days ago, and like I jumped into the live. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, Chris, you're actually in one of the footage. He goes, you might be getting cut out, but you're in one of the cuts.
he said that there was some guy at the Lost panel. We did a Comic-Con. He goes, yeah, right now you're in it.
Yeah.
Some guy, I'm like, he goes, but you may not make the cut. You might have to buy the DVD.
Yeah, well, Colleen said that at American Comic Con right now it's a huge, like it's like 4 hours long, and
the last he's talking about, he said he had the most recent cut at that time was like a 2 hour and 10-minute cut that they have. Okay.
Wow.
I said, are you cutting out my part?
That's good.
I'll be pissed. Be honest.
I'm a producer on the show. Thank you very much. So
are you a producer on the show? I'm not a producer on the show. I'm just.
I gave him some money.
I did.
Since we're talking about TV,
no,
we have an email that is
what
asking about TV. So
do we have to do work now? Okay, let's do this. Roll up the sleeves, gentlemen. We've got an email.
What's with the whipped cream? I don't get
I don't know what is with the whipped cream.
Matt is really just.
Chris has 5 more minutes.
What?
5 more minutes. He's got 5 more minutes. T-minus.
So anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, read the email.
This one's called Apple TV. Hello, Matt, Boston Jack, and the Southerner.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know. You guys talk a lot about Apple TV shows and movies. I'm thinking about renewing my subscription for a month or two. Other than Ted Lasso and For All Mankind, what would be the top 5 shows or movies you gentlemen would recommend?
No, there's a ton of shit, dude.
Keep up the excellent work. The Canadian.
Oh, the Canadian. So you're talking 5 best shows on
Severance.
On Apple?
Yeah, Severance was one that I thought
Never saw it. I'm gonna watch it.
I've
never seen it. I haven't had time.
I've got a list here.
Wow.
There's a season.
That's with what's his name, Scott, right? From the
Okay. Excellent show. Excellent show.
Is great. Yeah. It's not for everybody, but it is. Great.
Ben Franklin.
Oh yeah, Franklin was
good.
Was great.
For All Mankind would be my number 1.
I liked C with Jason.
I know.
Momoa.
It's on my list to watch because I know he's blind.
It's
right?
not. It's not blockbuster strength here, but it's good. It's worth the watch. What are the shows? Oh, The Instigators, that movie I just mentioned.
I heard that's good.
Yep.
Shrinking. You should watch Shrinking. That's a really funny sitcom.
Okay, I was in the pool.
It's got.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Ted Lasso.
It's got some dark.
The email said other than Ted Lasso.
So it has.
I've got
it has Harrison Ford and Jason Segel in it.
I forgot that was on Apple. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just that right now there's 1 season, but there's a 2nd season coming. It's a comedy, but it does have some kind of sad, tragic kind of tones to it.
I'm drawing
the raw dog.
But Shrinking is a good one. And then
the morning show is great.
I have not watched the morning show. I got to watch that.
That's good.
I started watching it. I wanted to kind of almost watch it with my wife. Actually, I thought it was a show that we both could because I know
that's pretty sexist.
No, it's just you find shows that you watch with your spouse. You don't do that, Jack?
I think that's
I don't sexist of you.
Oh, Silo. Good call, Sherry. Silo. Silo's a great show.
I've not watched Silo yet.
Silo's good. And Silo's going to be 4 or 5 seasons. I can't remember.
And Matt Treese is mentioning Sunny, which I have been wanting to watch.
Oh, Dark Matter. Dark Matter is good.
Rashida Jones, I believe.
There's hardly any shows that are really bad that I've seen. Everything I've watched has been worth it.
There was a British show that I think Jack recommended to me, which is kind of zany and kind of off kilter, but it was kind of. I'm trying to remember the name of that with Dirk. With Dirk.
Yeah. Or it's weird. I still gotta finish that. It's
it's a weird kind of off the wall comedy, but Dirk, Misadventures of Dirk something.
It's really bizarre comedy, but it's pretty.
Yeah.
So.
Sherry mentions Coda, which is a series or movie. I've only seen some clips of it. I haven't actually seen it all, but it's got the Marlee Matlin from various things, but you may remember her as from The West Wing. And it's about a mother and father who are both deaf.
That's what
they're raising children that are not.
Oh,
yeah.
Other shows to recommend: Blackbird is a 1 season only. It's based on a true story of a guy who got sent into prison because this guy. What? Slow Horses. Yeah.
Slow Horses.
Yeah. So Blackbird is based on a true story of a guy that got sent into a prison to try to get a confession out of a guy who was a serial killer.
Wow.
And the serial killer is played by the dude from Cobra Kai.
Exactly. Yep.
Who's also in The Instigators.
So the guy is sent to. So he goes to prison to get a confession out of the guy. Huh?
Yeah.
What's the name of that show?
Blackbird.
That sounds pretty
Taron
fascinating.
Egerton, right?
Yeah. The guy that played Elton John in the Elton John movie. Yeah. And then
Presumed Innocence is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, Presumed is excellent. Yeah, that's a good show. There's a couple other ones. So me and Chris, I think both watched this. Was The Last Days of Total McRae. With
my God, yeah, that should go towards the top of the list.
Yeah, with Samuel L. Jackson. It still to this day has not got enough credit. It was an excellent one season only show. That's great. Monarch, of course, with Kurt Russell about Godzilla and all the monsters. That's also going to be a multi-season show, but right now it's only one season. For every geek person out there, you need to watch Mythic Quest, which is also
yes.
Oh yeah,
and that's hilarious.
How about Mythic Quest.
Mythic Quest is hilarious as well.
All right, I gotta start searching my
with Rob McElhenney.
I got shows to watch.
Yeah,
a lot of the characters and a lot of the actors and characters in that show are really funny. That's a good ensemble show because I feel like a lot of the characters really. But Mythic Quest definitely. If you like Maya Rudolph, there's Loot.
Who doesn't like Maya Rudolph?
So she's basically like she gets the premise of the story is that her husband is really wealthy, and then like I don't know, they get a divorce or something. There's something that happens basically where they split immediately, and she gets half of his fortune. She has all of this money, and it's kind of almost like a Brewster's Millions where she's spending all of this money. And au revoir.
Au revoir, gentlemen. I have to run. My wife's getting home from a vacation for the last 4 days.
With See you next week,
kids.
All right,
and I got to help her get her shit.
Hasta luego. And goodbye.
And goodbye.
Matt Treese brings up a Japanese show called I never say it right, but Pachinko.
Yeah,
Pachinko.
Yeah, it's all in Japanese, but yes, the second season either just got released or is about to be released, but that is also highly rated.
There's a lot of great shows on Apple. I need to catch up on them.
Yeah, there are. It's easy to kind of miss some.
The Right Stuff was only one season, but I got the hiccups. It was excellent.
Like we said, we'd mentioned, both lots of dramas as well as comedies. I think in that list. So,
Apple's probably been has had a lot of great shows.
They've had. I think they've kept the quality pretty high on a lot of their shows. Like there's not. So there's another show that just started back. My wife and I started hate watching it after we went to Paris. It is called Emily in Paris. It is back on Netflix.
Is that? Sydney's rewatching that.
Yeah, she's probably rewatching because the show's back.
Maybe she. Oh wait, you know what? Maybe
she was watching the new. She's probably watching the new.
What are you watching? She goes, Emily in Paris. I go,
the new episodes just dropped, and we were actually watching them before we recorded.
So you hate watch it? You don't like it?
I kind of hate watch it because there's actually a moment that happened in I think it's the third episode of this new season. Some big plot twists happen, and I'm just like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, this guy's clearly gonna see her, and then she's just gonna do that. Like, I get it all kind of like I overthink this stuff, and then I just get mad at the characters for doing dumb shit. There's certain characters that
Sherry says to start the gentleman first. I'm gonna put For All Mankind on hold, even though I like it.
One more thing for all of those listeners that love the fact that I'm watching Emily in Paris and hate it. What is up with her eyebrows? Like, I'm not trying to body shame anyone. She's clearly a beautiful actress. But her eyebrows are kind of huge.
They are.
I gotta back you up on that, Matt.
I never
noticed
them.
She's a very attractive girl, but I noticed it from the start. I go, what's with the eyebrows? But I could be her grandpa. I get it. Sure. But I'm human. I just looked at the eyebrows and said,
it is funny and weird in a very real world kind of thing.
It's distracting.
what I want to say is that I actually identify with Emily's boss more, and I like her like 50-year-old boss woman more. Like I find her more attractive in a very real world.
Who's her boss?
Oh, she's this French actress that I'd found out that she had starred in this movie that was like Three Men and a Little Lady, except before there was Three Men and a Little Lady here in the US, there was like this Trace Homies and it's like a cradle or something, or what is it? Yeah. And so she was the female lead in that movie, and then she's gone on to do other things. But that's
all right.
Emily's boss. I like the fact
should I watch Emily in Paris? Because Cindy never asked me.
I don't think you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
It's just soap opera drama, you know.
I like I like a good soap opera.
I like the fashion.
I like Dallas. I like Dynasty. I like the Guiding Light. I watched that for a couple of years.
There's a certain element of the fashion and style and like sets and it's not sets because they film it in Paris. So a lot of these scenes, like there's a scene that it's in this season that they're at Monet's gardens in France there, and so it's cool to kind of see these backdrops and they use actors that are European. They're not just American actors.
So they don't
faking French.
Sending American jobs overseas.
Yeah, well, Netflix is, but
anyway, I mentioned Guiding Light back in the 80s. I was my mom. I forget who was watching. Might have been my sister. I watched an episode, and this was back when Kevin Bacon was on the Guiding Light. And I'm watching this, and I go, this is so stupid. 2 years later, I was still watching this damn show, and predicting things that were going to happen. I go, oh, he's going to come. He died, but he's coming back. It's like, the comedy sketch you see where that was me. I was like, okay, yeah, he's coming back. Finally, I would even record. I got my VCR. I would record the Guiding Light. That's how bad it was. And finally, I broke free. I said, okay, I gotta go cold turkey. I gotta break free of this because they're addicting.
I think that, it is. I mean, we do like certain aspects of our shows that are serial.
But they were stupid. It was just the same shit every day. And I'm watching this, and now I'm seeing these actors are passing away, and I'm like, I remember them. They were on the Guiding Light.
I mean, it's basically just different love triangles and quadrangles.
And then when Kevin Bacon left the show, I remember the actor was in an elevator. Now playing the part of such and such is such. They just would tell you, okay, who the actor was, and he's now playing the part of whoever Kevin Bacon was, because Kevin Bacon went on to film Animal House. So it's like, anyway, it's crazy. I did start watching Cobra Kai season, whatever it is.
Oh, the part 1 of last season.
Wait.
Sherry
has they literally make small cuts in your eyebrows.
She's talking about so read one at 850. Like she says, she probably microblades her eyebrows, which means they put like little cuts in.
Weird.
But why? She's I'm not mad. I don't want to body shame.
I mean, you wouldn't believe how many. I've met several women now that get tattoos beneath their eyebrows to make them older.
But what happens when that trend fades?
But I mean, I understand there is a lightening of the hair, especially as you age too. For women, I understand you don't want to lose your eyebrows. It's part of your facial features, right? Jack, thanks for showing off your eyebrows. You can put your
the eyebrows are bushy as ever.
We got it.
We got the message.
So hold on, Nick. This is like a 2-parter of Cobra Kai.
It's 3 actually. The last season.
What?
Yeah, the last season will be.
Get the fuck out of here!
So so part 1 came out 3 weeks ago or so.
Yeah, and I'm on episode 4, I think,
of 6 or 8 episodes or whatnot, and then part 2 will be out, I think, in November. And then part 3 will be sometime early next year.
I debated finishing it. Because I was like, okay, this is getting to the point where it's just
we're just dragging. Setup.
But I said, okay, I all right. it's what a few more episodes. I didn't realize it was another fucking 18 episodes. But now I'm committed. That's bullshit. Now I'm mad.
The thing is that like what I've been disappointed with Cobra Kai is like, how does Ralph Macchio not go, do you have to make my character such a little bitch every season?
Right?
You know?
You're right. He is. Come on, Johnny.
Yeah. And like they never fight. Like he never. I mean, I get it. Like you're getting on up there in age too. You're not very athletic, but it's like I want to see the actual Karate Kid be the fucking Karate Kid and actually do something. You know, he doesn't do anything.
He's relying on his own kids.
Yeah,
he's a bitch. You're right. You know, Johnny fights somebody this season.
Yeah,
he fights someone who was we know.
Sorry to interject your manliness here with more Emily in Paris news, but check out this outfit. Does this not just scream Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice / Zorro.
Okay.
Or prison.
Oh, okay. I got that now. Zorro, I like that.
So it's
for a masquerade ball.
That's Emily in Paris.
That's from the most recent.
No, that's her though. That's
that's her. So
I'm not liking that. And plus with the big Groucho, because Sherry mentioned Groucho Marx. Yeah, I'm not liking it.
You're like,
I'm gonna pass on it. I don't like it.
Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry. I had to interject there because that outfit.
But yeah, I'm watching it because I go, obviously they're making up as they go along, but I go, now they got something with Mr. Miyagi owned a boxing place, and he might have been charged with he was wanted for beating someone up for no, it wasn't quite that bad. He's wanted for robbing someone and beating them up. We don't know. And Ralph,
it's actually a flip of the Mark Wahlberg situation. He actually was beating up.
Have you been watching it, Nick?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's just like, and it goes back to why is Danielson such a little bitch? You know, it's because you want to go like, dude, did you have like something on the side with Mr. Miyagi? Because like your cult loving of this man is a little too much.
Well, even his wife says in this episode I just watched, she goes, look, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, you have to remember the great things he did. And he's like, oh, I can't believe he would do something like this and not tell me. I go, why would he tell you? He was like 10 years old at the time. Shut the fuck up.
And then it's like even his son on the show, you know, like the daughter has always been like the karate one, the one who do karate, you know, and then his son was the little fat, spoiled little bitch, you know?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now he's like, I should be on the team. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like,
I got a bloody nose.
Ago, you know?
I don't know. I just like
I got nowhere else to go.
And how much can we have Johnny be the dumb guy?
Right.
Okay. He didn't seem like he was stupid back when he got cheated out of the title, right? Because I know you believe that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the first 2 seasons when it was on YouTube Red, those are the best 2 seasons.
Those are
they
the
really
best 2 seasons.
They should have wrapped it up and then just let it finish, but they just kept milking it.
But Netflix said, hey, we can make some money off this. Let's fuck up the whole.
And the actors are like, sure, I don't know when this money train's gonna go, and I'd like to
be fair, they're not none of them. I mean, Johnny wasn't working, right?
Right. Something to do. Yeah. But supposedly they're making a movie too.
What?
If you've
get the fuck out of here.
No, we're not.
I'm watching it. I watch like when I not like when it first came out. I would binge it.
Yeah.
It was. I go, this is good. And now I'm watching. I go, all right. And now there's some like when they found the hidden. I go, okay. After all those years, no one moved the rug to see that there was a hidden trap door there. Come on.
Didn't dust one time.
Not one time. It was perfectly clean under the. And they go, oh, there's some spider webs there, but I'm gonna reach in there and find out. I go, come on. Come on, Ralph. Go back to the Outsiders.
And then they found this like Kryptonian like gold like green rod, and he put it in the ground, and there's a fortress that grew up around it. By the way,
and then wait, how did what's his name? Not Creed. I'm Rocky. What is it? Creed? Who's the bad sensei? Johnny Sensei.
Oh,
Kreese.
Kreese. He was in jail, right? How the fuck did he get to Japan?
Right. No, he escaped. He escaped out of jail. He escaped out. It showed you how. I forget how, but he did. He escaped.
I saw how he escaped.
I don't know how he got to Japan.
How did he get to Japan? He's still wanted.
Probably
he's got connections.
Dug a hole
all the way from LA to Japan. I go, wait, he's in
to
Japan?
the harbor at least.
How the fuck did he get in Japan? I go, there's no way he could fly to Japan. He'd be on.
There's so many things about this show that are just convenient writing that drives you crazy. It's like, when Chris gets to Japan and he gets to this prestigious karate dojo.
He just happens to find an arm.
Yeah, he just happens to find an arm. Yeah, but like you clearly see like all of these are like dedicated martial artists. Like, great. And then what's he do? He pulls the same shit he always does, and like gets the weakest student to become the badass student by being the bully. And you're like, why would the sensei of this dojo even allow this to happen?
Yeah,
like it's
stupid. To be fair, she was a child, and he stood up for her. So there you go. But again, I'm still trying to figure out how he got to Japan. It's like one day he escaped jail, and I go, now he's in Japan. Don't they have to show your passport?
Right, exactly. Yeah,
you can't just. It's not like an open border type thing, right?
No, it's open
Japan's
border.
Japan's extremely strict. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're like they don't let anybody in unless you have.
He's got connections, man. He's got connections out the wazoo.
I don't know. And
by the way, just the writers when they're talking about this and they're like talking about like all of these creative Karate Kid ideas. We have the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Do they write it out KKU, like Karate Kid Universe? Like
no, it's KKKU.
I'm just throwing out ideas, but they have to be thinking about this as a universe now, since they're doing a movie. Like I'm just imagining some kind of Marvel cinematic.
Again, I'm saying KKKU because look at the final six, right, Nick? Look at the final six.
That's how he does it. He's got one of those like Doctor Strange.
The finals. What part? Did you finish?
I finished it. Yeah, I did.
Okay, the final six people that are going to go fight in these sites. Well, what do you notice about them? What the one kid had?
They're all main characters.
Well, the one kid had laxatives put in his drink, so he had to go, and he shit his pants. And he shit his pants.
And I guarantee he'll end up being there.
He's definitely gonna be there because I think she's gonna admit she did it.
Yeah.
And because he's gonna be there, definitely. But what about the Hawk?
What about it?
Oh, well,
does the Hawk get to go?
He does get to go. He is going.
Hawk.
Oh, sorry, you haven't finished it yet. Yeah, the Hawk girl.
Oh, what? No, you just spoiled me. Thanks, Nick.
No, he gets a girl. That's where the Hawk Talk girl comes in.
Yeah, so obviously, shit goes down because they're not gonna when they had the whole competition, that it's like, oh, I already know which characters are going. No matter what they say, it's like
you have characters that have speaking roles and characters that don't.
But yeah,
like when you were watching
you extras that I never saw before, you're not going.
It's like when you were watching cartoons as a kid.
Because it's Johnny Barnes, right?
You saw that one animated.
Or not Johnny Barnes.
They're clearly
Barnes
going
is
in that.
the evil.
What's his first
anger
name?
issued one? Yeah.
He was just to be fair, his business, his dealership was burned down by Silver.
Yeah.
Is everyone named Johnny?
Just people from the.
Anyway, I'm watching it. I did want to talk about we're driving home, Cindy and I. We're driving out.
I've just found it. This is who he's talking about, Stingray.
Yeah.
Stingray.
So he's the guy that's in Blackbird. He's the guy that's the serial killer that's in prison.
Yeah.
And so he's also this. He's one of the best things that was in Cobra Kai early on.
I thought he was a terrible actor. So you're telling me he's in other things?
Yeah, he's been other stuff. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
He's also he won a Golden Globe for the one that Eastwood did, the one with the
that's him.
The bombing. Yeah. The Atlanta Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah.
He okay. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, that's him.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
By the way,
go
Mike,
ahead, blow up my Olympics. Anyway, we're driving down the road, and we're driving on the freeway. It's about 7:00 at night, and I tell Cindy we're in this. There's 4 lanes. We're in the second to slowest lane because we're about ready to get out. I told Cindy, I go, holy shit, this car on the right in the slow lane is coming up fast. He must have been going like 120, 130 miles an hour. I'm not exaggerating. It moved our car. He comes flying by. Well, he wasn't the only one. There were 4 cars racing.
Oh.
And the next 2 cars were like this to each other. And the last car cut in front of us. Luckily, I don't know how he messed us. Cuts in front of us, kind of swerves around. I thought he was going to flip over, gain control, and took off. I go, holy shit. I go,
right.
It was, it's not, 7:00 at night in North Carolina kind of calms down, but I go, still, there were a lot of cars on the road.
Right.
I go, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now I did some stupid things in my life. I was younger, but I go, not kidding, 120, 130 miles an hour easily.
And you kind of wish death on them, like in a way.
Well, I don't wish. I wish there was. I go, where's the cops? And I go, I would have called the cops. I go, well, they came up to where you could go this way, that way. I go, I don't know where they went.
Sure.
They were so far. I mean, it's just like scared. Cindy goes, scared the shit out of me. I go, I don't blame you. I go, I'm driving, and it scared the shit out of me. I go, it's way too fast.
There was a video I saw today, actually. Like, it's a guy's dash cam, on his car. And he's like what you're saying. He's just driving normal, and then this car just flies by, probably 120, 130, like you're saying.
I wish I had a dash cam.
And then within, I don't know, a couple of minutes or so, all of a sudden you see on the road, like, there's a piece of metal. There's a piece of metal. There's a piece of metal. And then you see it, and then all of a sudden you see the entire front axle of the car, like, on the road. And then as he gets up to it, the entire car is underneath the semi-truck.
Because I was like going,
and they're dead. It's like,
I was like going, and there were trucks out there, and I was like, and we're like, oh my god, and I'm trying to hold on and it's like, whoa, I go, and they were I was like, I don't know if it was planned because they all look like fast cars. The white car couldn't figure out what kind of car it was, but I'm like going, he had to be going 120, 130 miles an hour. I go, he just blew by us like it was like we were standing still. It's like, Jesus Christ. That's crazy. And then we had a couple of years ago, we had a kid go crazy and shoot a bunch of people here in our neighborhood. Well, the other night, like 3:45, somebody opened up an automatic rifle and shot 3 houses in that same area down the street from our house.
Oh.
I was like, I said, well, didn't anyone have any cameras? Nobody had cameras on those 3 houses. Nobody in the neighborhood had cameras facing the golf course. And I go, yeah. Well, that's scary. They didn't find him.
Right.
So I told Cindy, I go, if anyone starts shooting at the house, immediately jump to the front, but come on my side of the bed and we'll sneak out into the hallway. She goes, what? And I go, well, just plan ahead. If you're asleep and you hear a bunch of gunfire going off, think about it. It was like 17 shots hit these 3 houses.
But unfortunately, you don't know the trajectory. Like mean, if you're on the second floor, it could be coming up at an angle. If you're on the first floor, it can be.
Well, the first thing is you got to get down. You got to get. I've seen enough war movies to know you have to get down. But it's a scary world we live in.
I got cameras put on my house.
I got cameras everywhere
back in May, and I never had it. Always wanted them, but it wasn't a priority. And the only reason why I wanted them was just for wildlife. Because I wanted to. Yeah. But it is. I'm actually liking it now, and that anybody, delivery person, anybody that just drives.
Well, that's how you saw the bear.
Yes, I saw the bear. Yeah, like it just kind of like, oh, like there's some motion detected here, and you're like, oh, then you turn it on, and you're like, oh, yeah, there's somebody there, and it's just nice.
Yeah, we have the. I never sent you guys a video, did I? We have the Ring camera up front. A couple weeks ago, we had Cindy got something from Bed Bath & Beyond. It's those little plug-in things for the have smell things, and I hate the things, but anyway, it has liquid and it plugs in. She the delivery person comes up and goes, just throws it up on our it's a boom, 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 and I go, and it broke one of the soap things, but it just cracked it. I go, I'm not gonna. Maybe she was having a bad day. I don't know, but I go, she just chucks it.
Yeah.
And she was like, it was Federal Express, but it was like you know how sometimes they hire out and just someone doing, and she's talking on her, you know, she has her, and she, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, oh, just chucked it. Bam, 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 bam. And I go, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys the video. It was just like, what the fuck?
The worst one I've seen was probably 2 months ago or so, and I'm pretty sure she lost her job. But it was a UPS driver or FedEx, I don't remember. But they're pulling up in this person's driveway, and they're trying to go fast like they all do, and she forgets to put it in. No, actually, she doesn't hit the brakes first, so she hits the garage door with the front of her truck, and then hops out of the truck and doesn't put it in park. And so what happens is, you know, and they run up and just chunk the package, like just chunk it. And then, but by the time they turn around, it's already rolled back through the yard. And then it runs into this fence on the other side of the road. And then they just jump in real quick, you know, and then just take off. And so you damage the garage door, the person's yard, and then the fence on the other property across the street. And it's like, holy shit.
I remember when
it makes me thankful that I don't have a driveway.
I had when I was like I think 21, 22, I bought a Mustang stick shift, first stick shift I ever had. And I forgot something, so I was going to work, pulled up back to the house, and I think I left it in neutral and not in gear because I left the engine running. And I go running, I come back out, I go, fuck's my car? Like, and it rolled across the street and rolled up on the property of the neighbors across to the left, and landed right in their driveway. And I go,
lucky.
I go, anybody laying in the street? Nope. Okay. I ran over to the car and drove away. I felt bad. I go, it could have gone through the house, you know, someone's house, but luck was on my side. It rolled back this way and just went right to the driveway and stopped with the engine still running.
Oh wow!
We were out in the Mittens in the would have been Arizona
with the three little kittens.
Well, it's kind of like on the border of Arizona and Utah.
Is that where you were forced to stop by and see Nick?
No, that's up in Colorado. That's a different.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, it was at the same trip.
No, different trip. Okay. It's actually, I think, maybe our first trip out west, my wife and I. Anyway, we're at the Mittens kind of area, which, you know, they filmed a lot of those John Huston, you know, John Wayne movies out there, you know, like in that area. And Monument Valley, but they're I'm sorry, I keep calling them the Mittens because they look like
Randy has said Monument Valley. So
yes, thank you, Randy, for my brain not working.
Nick said it first,
so I must have been on vacation brain because like we stopped and I didn't put it in park or something, and then like all of a sudden the car starts to roll, and had we not got it, it would have been down in a ditch. And if you've been to Monument Valley, there ain't shit around to get you out. Like there might be another truck that comes by, but you're also SOL.
And that could be a serial killer.
Nah.
You don't think truckers could be serial killers?
Some of them could be.
I think
that's margin this high.
Some of them. So. Anyway, that was an almost close call though. You know, putting in.
Sherry asked Jackie. I thought of something. You should put cameras in the backyard. I do have a camera facing the backyard. The problem is there's trees all the trees are up. You can barely see the golfers. It's when fall comes and the leaves fall and there's literally no. It's just them peeing. But they don't care.
I think what you do is you make like a little dummy, like this is how we scare birds. You know, you put a fake owl statue.
A scarecrow.
Yeah, you make a scarecrow, but the scarecrow is of a person taking pictures.
They'll probably pee on it.
So you know.
Or
then you have like an actual camera inside there too, so
so you can see them peeing.
Yeah, I'd get something to put in a tree that's like a automated or remote control, kind of like squirt gun. To where
like
when they
that.
pee, when you get the motion detection, someone's there, you can actually hit activate, and then it shoots water at them as they're peeing.
Or a paintball.
Warm water, like warm Mountain Dew, so they think they're being peed on.
Yeah.
Ooh, warm Mountain Dew.
I like that.
Scarecrow taking a leak. But yeah, there's another idea. Randy says you could make a scarecrow like another person already peeing, so they're like, oh shit, I can't go here.
I gotta go somewhere.
I gotta go to another. It's like,
it is amazing how many people a day. My chair's cracking. I'm sorry. Pee. Okay. And I was doing my deck. I have the leaf blower. I waited for the golfers to finish teeing off before I put the leaf blower on. Here I'm being considered, but they don't care. They just go pee everywhere. I got grandkids. They're just peeing. What are they doing, Grandpa? I go, I don't know. Well, they don't call me Grandpa. They call me Papa.
I don't. They're trying to show their privates. You got to watch out for these people.
Yeah.
Do women pee in your forest?
Yes, I have seen 2 women pee in the forest.
Huh.
Randy, there you go.
And I got to be honest, Randy.
Destination.
Randy, I was trying to see. I didn't know if they were hot or not. So if that's what you're going at, I don't know if they were hot or not. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm being sexist if I say it's okay for a hot woman to pee. Is that sexist?
No, it's just you're stating your preference. So,
I'm kidding, of course.
I would like the jury to note that Jack did not wink secretly. Well, gentlemen, we're not quite at 2 hours, but we don't have to go the full golf.
Well, we should probably put in another commercial break
just to be sure. Let's. Sherry also mentions, I swear, Jack, if you had something that took pictures and then had your own little billboard showing people that were peeing on your property, just post it right there for all to see.
To be fair, it's not on my property. It's on the 4th tee, which is just off my property. You can see them there. I think they're on technically golf course property. But yeah, maybe I could do pictures and take in where the bathroom is at the 6th hole, and say here,
right, the six hole bathroom that way.
Yeah, Randy said the 4th P. It is the 4th P.
Can you imagine if money was no obstacle, Jack? Like, if you had like a big screen TV out there that said like, look at all these guys' small penises. Just like showed all of them, like,
or put it on the bathroom at the 6th tee, where they said, okay, these guys couldn't wait 2 holes,
right,
to pee.
Yeah, or like
just Niagara Falls, just nonstop, just showing them.
There you go. There you go.
Like prostate problems.
Yeah, again. I don't know how many.
Are you always running? Like, you sell the billboard.
Yeah,
the billboard sells itself.
Advertise. I could advertise it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Like,
TikTok Live. 1 million followers watching people pee on the golf course.
There you go.
We're getting the back of them. Now my mom she was here one year. She'd sit out there and smoke. She goes, we can see you. I go, mom. I go, it's okay. I gotta live here. I don't, because we had our dogs. We'd find golf balls in our backyard and on our deck. I go, you know what they're doing? They're probably hitting the golf balls to get the dog to stop barking. Assholes. But we don't have any dogs anymore. But we do have a baby bunny that comes on the deck, and there was a hawk on the deck the other day. I'm like, okay, where's the baby bunny? Where's the baby? I go, I can't watch. It grabs some. I don't know if it grabbed some frogs or what it did in the grass.
Birds. So interestingly enough, we have a lot of like wildlife plants and pollinators out front in our front yard, and we don't have like a large tree, but we have kind of like a large kind of magnolia bush tree, kind of. It's a little bit taller than me. Not quite. But we have bird feeders kind of out there because the squirrels actually can't get to them, and we'll put, stuff. So the other day,
you have the cones that keeps them away.
It's one of those. what the fuck are those like things that are like a square wedge, you know, and they pick at it, you know, what are
Oh,
those
okay.
called?
I have cones. Ever since I got the little cones,
Yeah.
I have no problem with the schools. The schools can't get up there.
So anyway, this hawk just swoops down and got one of these birds. A huge, and then it just flew away. But it was really cool because you could just see it like it putting on its brakes almost because it's flying.
They're pretty.
Fast.
They're a pretty bird.
And then they just like put on the brakes, and then with their talons they just grabbed a little bird, and then off it went. So it's a weird cycle of life where it's like here we feed the birds, but then these birds are feeding other birds.
Yeah, I was because we had, like I said, for whatever reason,
aquarium.
This baby bunny will eat the bird seed that gets knocked down.
Oh,
squirrels eat it, and I go,
yeah,
we're giving you lettuce and stuff. Squirrels. Eat it down there. I don't want you on the deck. Because I'm out. And then the hawk was sitting up there, and first thing Cindy and I both did, where's the baby bunny? We run over there. I go, all right, he's not on the deck. I go, but what's he looking at? So he looks, you know, does what a hawk does, and he's pulling at something. I don't know if it was a snake. It wasn't very big, but I think it might have been a couple frogs. Grabbed it, ripped it, got it in its mouth, and they're just. Again, hawks are a beautiful bird. I mean, they're just, but like I said, I worry about because when the hawk comes, all my birds scatter because they don't want to be lunched.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
But I was worried about the baby bunny because I go, this is the worst place you can be, baby bunny, is on the deck because you're open, you're in the open. Anyway,
you're trying to protect prey.
Yeah,
because I mean, like
I'm trying to stop the circle of life.
Yeah, where I live in my neighborhood, I'm on the top of the ridge, and most of the predators are up here. Like, so you have owls at night, and you have the hawks, and everything else, and bobcat, and me, yeah. But you know, as you drive down the ridge, that's where you'll see all the bunnies and those kind of animals. But every now and then, especially in the springtime, I'll be sitting, you know, and I can see outside, and I'll see a couple of bunnies pop, and I'm like, "Ooh, you're brave."
You're in uncharted territory.
They just don't know.
Yeah,
they just don't. I mean, you want to have a class for them. Okay, what's the deal here? You got to protect yourself. But the bunnies are stupid. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, they are.
I know there's bunny fans out there, but they're stupid.
Yeah,
they are quick though. I mean, you do walk. They just and I have holes. They made holes in my fence.
My old house rented here, my driveway was all gravel, and the bunnies here were the exact same color as the gravel.
Oh,
so they would all just be hanging out all the time on the gravel because it was like a good camouflage for them. And I'd go out there and sit in my chair and throw carrots at them or whatnot, you know. And I remember
them or to them,
yeah, to them.
Got
Fuck
one.
You. Boom.
But I remember my landlord one time like walking up, you know, to talk to me, and he had no idea until after a few minutes. He's like, "Holy shit! Like, look at all these bunnies." I'm like, "Yeah, like they're used to me." You know.
What scares me is I was watering the plants today, you know, the trees and stuff like that, and these bunnies are in the backyard. They're not even moving. I go, "You should be afraid. You should be moving. You're gonna be lunch someday. Move."
Right. Randy, slingshot some carrots.
Right in the head.
Boom.
Yeah.
Eat this.
You know, fill a shotgun shell with just like dried carrot pellets. You know.
Well, it can be tasty.
It was interesting to me, like how at first everything I would throw towards them to eat, they would not eat because they're wild animals and they're not used to eating carrots or like things that we would eat or which you think stereotypical bunnies would eat. But then the longer I stayed there, the more they would actually see the orange and be like, "Oh!" and then they would like really hop really fast over there to get it. So they
crack, man.
Yeah, like
giving it to us.
You got the good shit, man.
It's like when we had deer, I got them to eat out of my hands, and people were like going, "You shouldn't do that."
Well, you shouldn't. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's the same thing I'm doing. It makes them dependent on, you know.
Well, there's no food. They got to eat.
Yeah. Well, it's because they lose those skills,
and then they just like nail you right in the chest with one of their hooves, you know, and slice you up real good.
Yeah, I was never worried about it. I didn't.
Okay.
Even had
you were like, I got you. You're out there, the deer whisperer, talking to them, like.
I mean, if they're does, like it's usually fine. But yes, the bucks that you got to worry about because they
I know when it's sex season, it's mating season. I guess I should say not sex season, but
Sex season.
I know they, but we don't have it anymore because they tore out the woods. But I remember trying to get Colleen to feed them. She was like, she was a little afraid. She was a little afraid of the deer. I said, they won't hurt you.
Yeah,
they won't hurt you. I go, and if I'm standing about 10 feet back, so don't worry.
Yeah, I used to throw out apples to my mule deer and blueberries and all that, and then they would eat.
We used to buy the they had at Walmart. They had deer food.
Yeah,
and I would spread it out there and stuff. But they like bread. They come up to you and
you ever feed actual deer?
I did not do that. I've never had deer. I've always wanted to have deer jerky, but
deer jerky is excellent.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I figured you would like it, Nick.
Yeah, it's good.
I think you're from Tennessee. You're supposed to like it.
There's a certain kind of jerky that I like. It's called a bison bar. I don't know what brand.
That's deer, right?
No, it's actual bison.
Oh, bull.
Bison.
No,
bison.
No, buffalo.
What did I say? Bull?
Is that like a cow? Anyway, we should call it. We're done.
Yeah, I gotta get some sleep, man. I got 4 kids. I got 4 kids tomorrow.
Oh,
bear steak.
Randy had bear steak.
Never had bear.
All right, Randy, someone's lying to you.
Yeah.
You go to a restaurant. Can I get that bear steak?
I'm actually not a big fan of bison or buffalo. Like
I've never had it. Is it good? Yeah. I mean, obviously you don't like it.
It's not as fatty as like
it's very lean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So people add other things.
It's like meat
to mix with it. So,
yeah. If you get like a bison burger, it'll have some beef in it.
It usually has bacon or pork mixed in with it just to kind of get it.
But yeah, if you went and actually had like a bison steak, it's very gamey. I mean, it's an acquired taste. Like I like elk better.
So you're saying the Indians had it pretty rough?
No, that's just what they do.
They said, "Man, this stuff is gamey. Can't we get some like cow?"
I mean, there's a lot of useful things.
Well, it just depends on the region that you lived. So
that's true. I mean, I guess you
lived in the Pacific Northwest. You lived off of salmon and elk.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Different routes. But in the Pacific Northwest, they had a lot
right?
more trading. In that area, there was a lot more tribes living in harmony.
There was a bigger market.
Harmony, so
that's what blew my like when I was up there at the Lewis and Clark Center in Astoria, around Astoria.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're gonna demonstrate how to shoot a flintlock. If you guys want to hear in about 20 minutes, and I was like,
a what?
Oh, a flintlock.
What's a flintlock?
So it's an early version of
the same band that Matt's going to go see.
No, so like a musket, the old muskets. You have to put the same thing like down the barrel, but you also had to put a little bit of powder on where the hammer would hit, and you would also have a piece of flint and
I thought this was an animal. Okay,
no, and so basically what it would do is it was a huge hammer, and it would create a spark to light the powder you put right there, and then it would launch the.
All right.
But I remember going like, how the fuck do you shoot a flintlock in Pacific Northwest as much as it rains? Because the powder is going to be so damn damp.
Oh, yeah, wet.
Yeah. It's not like the Civil War or before where you had the actual percussion caps and all the things that were much better.
Is there a 15-day waiting period for a flintlock?
It's way before the Civil War. Yeah. What, Jack?
Is there a 15-day waiting period for a
flintlock?
No.
Yeah, actually, it is still an art form. Like there is a flintlock season and a musket season for like deer and boar and things in parts of the country, to where it's like way before the regular season.
You'd have all those deers, I would have trouble killing one.
Yeah, you'd have trouble killing a lot of things with a flintlock.
No, I'm saying it with anything. I mean, I just would have trouble, even though you got to eat. If I had to eat, I would kill it. But
yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like an area that I thought this podcast would go into.
True,
but could you kill another man? It's like
I could if I had to.
Yeah,
but I never have.
Well, thank God for that.
That we know.
I'm kind of
on that note,
Let's end with murder. Yeah.
I'm trying desperately. Been down this road. Anyway,
right,
we don't have any more
here.
emails.
Who would I kill?
Randy says, Randy makes a good point. There's a 15-day waiting period between the shots with the flintlock.
Yeah. Exactly, which is why there's no mass shootings with flintlocks. Anyway, if you enjoy the show and like the emailer who
and why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Send us your emails to the rcadcast@gmail.com. We pretty much read them all except the telemarketer ones. rcadcast@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube at Ramblecast After Dark, just all spelled out like that. Search for us, subscribe. We'd appreciate that. We will be back probably next week at some point.
Probably Wednesday, because you're going to
Wednesday. Yeah, it'll probably be Wednesday. Yep. So Wednesday is the day. Anyway, am I still banned from emails? Randy?
No, Randy. Send those emails.
They just keep going to junk. I think the filter is working overtime there. Anyway, Randy, feel free to send us an email. We'll leave it up to Nick's discretion if he reads it. There's a lot of patrons that make this show possible. They went over to jandjack.com. They became a subscriber. So many that make us possible. But there's 4 that they're at this elite level that so many want to be at. And if you are, we read your names right now. That's Eckhart, Maggie, Joanne, and Ed. I could give them clever names, but we do that every week. So this week it's just as is.
Plus, we're only been on here for 2 hours.
I know. I was trying to cut it to 2. Thanks to everyone for joining us live that do so in the chat. See you next week. This was a great show. Happy birthday, Jack.
Like 1 in 100, though.